Welcome to Jimosi podcast. Riek Machar, in his capacity as the CNC, Commander-in-Chief of SPLM IO forces, was said to have set the stage for the violence in Nasir and during the court proceeding today at Freedom Hall. And here is how it was linked to the attack or to the violence incident in Nasir that happened in March of this year. So it is said, that is by the lead investigator, Wani. So it is said that on March date 1, 2025, Machar wrote a letter to county commissioners of Nasir and Wulang. And he told them to form teams comprising of local chiefs, SPLM-IO members, and youth to, and then quotation, to receive SSPDF badges and safeguard their movement. To receive SSPDF badges and safeguard them or their movement has been quoted. That is as per the letter that was also presented. This very the same team, the one that was to be comprised of chiefs, SPLM-IO members, and the youth, that they were the same team. They were to be formed, later attack and captured the Nasir garrison. I just like to call it barrack. And this resulted in casualties, that is killing of people, that is General Majul and the 267 soldiers, SSPDF soldiers, and then also destruction of SSPDF or the government property or properties. So my question is, do you think this Riek Machar letter for welcoming of the SSPDF was a genuine letter meant to welcome the SSPDF in Nasir?
To safeguard their movements.
Yeah, and welcome them.
It might have been a genuine letter because Nasir is under their control, right? Yeah, it's like one of the SPLM-IO strongholds. So if he instructs the people on the ground to be peaceful towards the SSPDF forces that are going to replace the existing ones, then his people are more likely to listen to him. Yeah. So I guess we could say he was genuine. That he wanted these people to be welcomed so as to stop any war from happening. But the question would be, why did he have to tell them to welcome and safeguard their movements? Does it mean there was like an ongoing issue on the ground? Or what could have triggered that letter being sent? Yeah.
Well, to my knowledge, I will not comment on the genuinity of the welcoming and not welcoming, but I will look at it this way. As of the time that SPLM-IO were coming back to Juba in 2018, it was said that Nasir was not under the control of SPLM-IO. It was under the control of SSPDF, and that's why they had barrack there. But initially, when the war started in 2013, it was under their control. But as fighting progressed, I think for some reason it was captured, and then it became under the SSPDF. And that's how SSPDF or the government soldiers ended up being stationed there for all those years. And as you see at the initial stage of this case or this fighting of Nasir, the White Army or the people that used to issue the letters in the name of White Army used to say that they were tired of the SSPDF soldiers that were there already. So if it was an area under the control of SPLM-IO, then the SSPDF would have not been stationed there in the first place.
No, you could say because like during the war, right, they were probably trying to prevent any kind of imbalance That's why you find that I don't think many other places within the country have military barracks or garrisons within them. And so
Like what
probably
places?
what I'm saying is that probably the forces were put there to neutralize the situation. But then you'd wonder, okay, so who are they protecting? Because that area is mainly associated with the same tribe.
Yeah, so I will just say maybe you don't understand how these things work. But when it comes to South Sudan, almost in most of the cities, there are always government barracks.
Okay.
So I don't know about Nasir, but it seems Nasir itself supposed to have a barrack. Like the way that if you go to Bor town, there's Malwalchar.
Yeah.
But before that, there were other places like that is near Paria. It's called Panyer and Panpandiar. Remember when the fight happened, there were some forces located in Panpandiar. So those places, even during those days, they used to be like government barracks. So in Nasir too, there was a government official barrack that's supposed to have a specific division for that area. So when the fight progressed, they captured from Machar forces and then they remain there. But what makes it more complicated is that the residents that live there are the ones that have a percentage of them that support the SPLMIO and the White Army. So sometimes it's really hard to know that these people are for the SSPDF or are for the government and these people are for the opposition. It's very rare to know.
Okay.
So that's how they were. So or maybe the Nasir itself, they were divided, right? So after the hostilities of ceasefire and such kind of things came into being, so maybe SPLMIO were on the other side of Nasir, and then SSPDF were on this other side, and there were not a lot of hostilities again. So people were just chilling on their spot or their barracks. So, and the only thing that I can also say is to look at it if it is really genuine or was not genuine. Were there another places inside within South Sudan where the government forces have been moving to, and those places happen to have the SPLMIO forces too. But then when the government forces goes there, Machar always give a letter saying that these people are coming, please welcome them. If there were a lot of cases like that that have happened from time to time, then we'll say this was a genuine letter for welcoming people, because when SSPDF soldiers or the government soldiers are moved to a location that is shared between SPLMI and the government, Machar has always issued a letter calling the people
To
that
instruct
them
people
to
be peaceful.
cooperate and welcome them, so that there's no I don't want to call it animosity, but aggression from this other side. But if this was the only time that he sent a letter for the welcoming and the safeguarding of the movement, and then all of a sudden people started fighting, the same group that were later formed started fighting these people, then now it means, okay, if it was really genuine, then why is it exactly these the same group that were formed that are now fighting? But if there's something that can prove, okay, no, it's not this group that were formed, it's a different group, then it will be like this was a genuine letter. It's just that there were some bad actors that were in here.
Or is it possible that he had some sort of information that these people were growing tired of the forces on the ground, which is why the government had to switch? Or is it something that the government does after every 2-3 years? They have to rotate the forces in different locations.
Yeah,
so if that's the case, then you could say, okay, so these people were already tired. There was some sort of aggression starting to come up. So probably that could be why he sent that letter, telling them, yes, your grievances are being heard. A new form of forces is being sent. So you need to welcome them and be peaceful.
Yeah, the letter itself was presented in court and I have not seen it. But the thing is, if you want this group of people to be welcome, why do you let people form groups? The whole county, let's say Nasir county, can all come together and welcome the government soldiers. You don't have to form them into a small group of my people, SPLMIO, some youth, and then the chiefs put them in one group like that. Why would you do that? If this is just a county, let them just be a county and welcome the government soldiers. You don't have to break them into small groups.
Or maybe to make the work easier.
For what? It's just most of the time it's always one day celebration.
Yeah.
Let's say if they were to welcome. But having the fact that in Nasir, things were not that rosy.
Yeah.
So it was not a welcome of celebration that these people will have to come.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's a lot of things to discuss there. So we really don't know.
Unless we see the letter itself to see, okay, so how was it worded? And what was the actual reason behind the letter being sent? Yeah. That way you can. But anyway, the lawyers and judges are going to see that letter and make their determination.
Yes, and they have to question it. So it's not our duty. Somebody has been hired to do that. So let them think outside the box and see where they will see the shortfalls. They have been hired for that and they have been paid. But the other thing will be, do the government exchange, or is it exchange? Rotate their soldiers all over the country, or in areas where they're sharing some places with the opposite,
with the
opposition, do they do in all the places, or this was a Nasir issue? If it was a Nasir issue, then it's just going to be treated as an isolated case that need a lot of careful consideration and different way of looking at it. Otherwise, we're not just going to give it a blanket statement. Because there might be other things that we are not aware of.
Yeah, because based on that one letter that was issued by the White Army, in quotes, I think they mentioned some of the reasons why they were against the forces was that they needed unified forces and that there was too much aggression, I think, between the SSPDF and their own forces of the community.
So the SPLMIO, the community leaders, and the youth were told to come together. You see here.
Yeah.
But the White Army themselves are saying, no, SPLMIO had nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
But then the letter itself is saying SPLMIO, and this the same group later on attacked.
Yeah.
So that clearly shows that
the
something.
letter is saying SPLMIO or White Army. And
the letter, no, this letter, the one that is said was written by Machar on March 1, it say SPLMIO,
okay,
chiefs, and youth.
Okay.
On March date 7, 2025, after the first fight, Dr. Riek Machar convinced General Majordak to surrender. And we all heard that, and we were like, oh, the rescue is coming.
There was actually an audio of them
talking. However, the lead investigator, Wani, argued that Machar then neglected his duty to protect those who surrendered. Put in quote, the first vice president failed to act despite having intelligence about the planned assault. He also went ahead and said he neglected to issue orders to stop the attacks or to protect the surrendered troops and UN personnel. If you were Riek Machar or Gary, if you if Riek Machar or Gary was to respond to Wani, how do you think they should respond to this allegation?
Maybe they would say they tried, like because they had spoken to them, right? And I think there was also an audio that Riek Machar had spoken to the White Army. Let's say like whoever was commanding those forces. telling them to move back and allow the UN plane to land and take the soldiers that were being evacuated without attacking. And those people agreed, in quotes. So they moved back, but when the plane came, they attacked. And that's how they ended up killing.
This is where this person is saying, people. Wani is saying first he convinced Majur to surrender, and then he told these other people move back. But then there was another plan to attack now that they have surrendered themselves.
Yeah.
And he had that intelligence based on what Wani is saying of the second plan after they have talked the first time. So why did he keep quiet with that?
An agitator, like, he can defend himself by saying that he had already spoken to them, and so he took their word that they were going to back off and allow the people to be evacuated. So he can say he doesn't know why they actually went ahead and attacked after agreeing that they were going to allow the soldiers to be evacuated peacefully.
Yeah, that will be the best defense, that he already spoke with them and did actually move back. Initially, they moved back. And then what happened later, we can look at the time frame in which it happened. Was there a lot of time that he could have acted? And did he really have control over the people that were there?
On the ground.
On the ground. If there were a lot of angry youth that just wanted to do whatever that they wanted to do, it doesn't matter how much phone call he was going to do.
Yeah. Because it's not on the ground. And even if it's on the ground, like, imagine dealing with, let's say, over 300 youth, and you are just a single person. Even addressing the crowd, you'll need something like a microphone to talk to them. And not everyone has the same heart. Sometimes you might tell people, let's do this, and then they'll say, yes, we agree, but go behind your back to do the opposite of what you people agreed. So really, you can argue that this was beyond his control. Yeah, one, because he was in Juba, not in Nasir. And secondly, because these people had said, or they had accepted to allow the evacuation of the soldiers. And actually, I think one plane was allowed. So one plane took other soldiers, and then General Major, because he was the commander, or like the one in charge of that garrison,
had to go for the last one.
He had to remain behind so that his soldiers are protected, or they are safe with him. If they die, they all die together. So he can argue that since they had agreed and one plane left, so he was expecting these other people to be taken as well. He didn't anticipate.
Yeah, whatever, how they will defend themselves, it's up to them. But to me, the people that were actually engineering all this should come out now and say, no, this one had nothing to do with Machar. Because there are a lot of Machar defenders everywhere. So instead of letting all this go on Machar, now that Machar is being charged or is being blamed for not preventing these white army people and some of SPLMIO to attack these soldiers, then these people can come out and say, no, it was not Machar, it was actually that decided to do that. And you come forward, go to court and say, yes, it was not this guy, it's me. That's
even
not how.
If it was you, in reality, would you go? If there's someone who's being scapegoated on your behalf, then you will not say yourself, like, you can't go and say, no.
But people are brave. Why do you come coward the last minute? And the thing is,
freedom is sweet.
Exactly. And if freedom is sweet, then why did you act without the permission of the person that actually can be wholly responsible for you? Why did emotions take over you? If those emotions were that important, now that your guy is in court, why are you not coming out and say, this was not Machar planning? He has actually told us not to do it, but with our own thinking, we did it. Why is nobody coming forward?
Okay, the thing is, the soldiers that were killed, like, we can't really say all those soldiers died on the same day, like on the last day, right?
No, we're not talking of that
yet. No, I'm just putting the context into consideration. So there were those that died during the initial attack, which happened at night, and then the subsequent attacks, including the one where General Majudak was killed. In that incident, I'm very sure, let's say, more than 100 people died on that day, on the D-Day. So who among us, the 100 people who fired the triggers, would come out and say, no, we are the ones who did this? I'm very sure not one of them would come out, and all of them cannot come out. And then since not everyone is coming out to say we are the ones who are guilty of doing this act, then who is that one person that would single themselves out, even if they are the ones who gave out the instructions? The fact remains that all of you committed the crime. Yeah. But then no one is willing to suffer the consequences of their actions. That's why everyone is now quiet. Yeah. And someone who may or may not be innocent has to face the consequences because of his position as a leader. Yeah. And the fact that he had communicated with you guys.
So that's what always happened, but it is what it is. What was happening was the prosecution team that was cross-examining the investigator Wani. But there will come a time when the defense team will have to cross-examine the investigator. So that's why what Gary and his team, those of what they're doing right now, is just objection here and there, so that these people don't ask the leading question like they have mentioned, but at a later date. Right now, they're holding on to some of their questions. When that time comes, they're going to ask this investigator to actually prove how some of these statements that he's releasing in court actually link the deceased with some proof. So more is to come out. Like, people should not think that this is the conclusion and the accused have not been given time. No, their time is coming when the defense team will have to cross-examine the other side. So that time is still coming.
Yeah. Okay. So I have something that is here, which they said that the court had. So that is the court procession that happened today on Monday, 20th, right, October. That the court had that during the evacuation efforts coordinated with the United Nations missions, that's UNIMIS in South Sudan, Machar communicated with then Nasir County Commissioner James Galwak Leo and SPLM-IO commanders. Wani alleged that Machar advised them to persuade SSPDF forces to abandon their weapons inside their armored personnel carriers before boarding UN helicopters. Prosecution said that once the soldiers were disarmed, White Army and SPLA-IO forces seized the weapons and executed wounded soldiers, including the general and his bodyguards. So, like in this case, I don't think James Galwag Leo is part of the accused.
Is it not one of the people that is being...
One of the 7 co-accused?
No, one of the 10th. The 10 people that are absent being prosecuted in absentia.
Being pursued.
Yes. There are people that their name have been submitted in court, that they will also be tried as much as they're not in court. There are 10 of them. Okay. So maybe we'll go back to that list and see. But if he has been mentioned
severally
clearly, then it means his name is on that list. High chances. We can always look at it.
Because last time, you remember, they said that issue of Port Kang funding the incident, right? I think it's the one who was said...
was given the money to distribute.
Got the money to distribute, but then one chief refused and he took the 2,000.
He kept the 2K.
Yeah, and then right now he's also part of those who are in direct communication with Riek Machar. So, by virtue of him being in contact and all that, and he was within the vicinity or like on the ground, I personally feel like he should also be part of this group.
Yeah, maybe it's there.
Yeah, because he's more directly linked to the incident than Riek Machar is. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other person that we're going to combine with Machar case is the generator guy. The rest of the other 5 people will deal with it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So for the generator guy, it's called Dominic Gatgok Riek. He's a 27-year-old. His main accusation was that he circulated a list via WhatsApp of SPLA IO officers who were promoted after the Nasir garrison attack as a reward of victory.
So who was he sending the list to?
Maybe to people in Nasir. Now you have been promoted, because the people being promoted are the one there.
Okay.
It's not like if you are in Juba or other part of the country, you are not being promoted, right? Because you did not participate.
Okay.
But those SPLM IO commanders that actually went ahead.
Some of them got promoted within their own military wing.
But how did he come to know of that people are being rewarded?
But he's
a generator inside the CNC office, in CNC compound.
Yeah.
So he heard the rumors that got something are being promoted today. He went to WhatsApp to text people to wait for their reward.
Oh wow. That's not your job, right? Like, assuming that's what happened, allegedly. Then why would you put yourself in such a situation? And you are not the one doing the promoting. Unless if he comes out and says that he was given the list because the CNC was already like under house arrest. Or he was placed under house arrest.
It was not still announced.
Yeah.
And even I think they were not even arrested by then.
Yeah.
I feel like this guy was just overexcited. And that's why he went ahead and shared
some
those.
of them were related to him.
And then maybe people knew him, that he worked at Machar compound. And those people cannot call Machar, but they can easily get in touch of him to see how are things inside the compound. So that's how he ended up texting people. My question is it a crime to distribute WhatsApp messages, photos, and a video?
Depends what type of messages and videos you are distributing. Because let's say, for example, you are working with the government or you are working with an NGO, and then it has already been communicated in office that they were recently doing recruitment, right? And then these are the shortlisted candidates that are going to start maybe in 1 month time or something like that. If you notify those people, let's say some of them you are the ones who gave their reference to your boss, then I don't see any issue with that, as much as it's not your place to give those directives before the HR contacts the successful candidates. It doesn't cause any harm to the organization and to the individuals. Yeah, because either way, unless if the organization or the company was going to change their mind and remove some people in the list, then you would have caused them some heartbreak, because someone would be excited today and then in 1 or 2 weeks' time, they are mad again or saddened because their position has been revoked and given to someone who's more deserving, more qualified, or something like that. But in this case, this is something that kind of is linked to a crime. You, na kiverere yako, you go and distribute the names of those who are being promoted because of taking part in this criminal activity, then you'll get in hot soup.
Yeah, so when it comes to a confidential information, it can be a crime if you happen to distribute those messages when you are not the one that it's allowed to do.
True.
If there's a proper channel of communication within that organization, then you have no business of sharing anything that can be linked to you. Maybe we speak with somebody, maybe seated face to face, you just tell them and it end there. That one is okay. But again, there's this trending thing that has been happening in our society. When nudes happen to spread all around, you see people either on TikTok or on Facebook or wherever they are, people like, oh, you see what happened today? And then people will be so excited and say, do you have the video? Can you please share me? Can you please share with me? You see, this
Then
can
some
lead.
people would say, like, give me your WhatsApp.
Yeah, give me your
Or
WhatsApp. DM me your WhatsApp so that I can send it to you.
Some even just leave their numbers on the comment section. I'm
Yes.
like, are you stupid?
So you see there, our people don't know when to deal with some issues. You just get so excited with something that sound to be so exciting, but they can lead you into big criminal case, or can lead you to a criminal case.
Yeah.
So we should be mindful of things that we share. If it has nothing to do with you, you better discuss verbally, face to face, and then you leave it there. But don't leave any digital trail.
Footprints. Yeah, because it's tricky. Like, you just end up having issues. For instance, this guy, he's only 27, and I think he's unmarried. He's single, according to when they were doing the first introductions and stuff during the first days in court. So if you end up being sentenced to, let's say, up to 10 years in prison or more.
Should be a small one.
I'm just saying,
this guy will eat only 6 months or 1 year.
No, I'm just saying, assuming you are going to get a big sentence based on the size of the crime that you did, right? Or based on the discretion of the judges, then you would have wasted that time of your life simply because of something that didn't really concern you. You are not the one being promoted. You are not the one doing the promotion, and you are not the one in charge of disseminating that information. But simply because you feel like you have connections or you have access to that information, you just send it out, not knowing that your moves might be monitored by someone, or that can land you in big trouble. Yeah.
All right, so that's it for Jimosi podcast. Today we just covered the evidence that link Machar and Dominic only, and we are remaining with the 5 others because on the first day we did for Port Kang.
Yeah.
So now Machar and Dominic Gatgok are done. The 5 other people, these were revealed, and then we're going to do them tomorrow. So please consider subscribing, share, like, and leave a comment. And I can tell us if you can see if there's a link between the White Army and the SPLM-IO during that attack, or it was just White Army doing their thing, had nothing to do with SPLM-IO.
Yeah.
But to me, there's a lot of red flag all over that shows these people were working in collaboration. Yeah, because if the security guy is able to share the list of the SPLM-IO who have been promoted for the Nasir incident, then how were they involved in the Nasir incident if they were not? Yeah, and anyway, so it's up to you, man, to make conclusion for yourself. So see you in the next video.
Yes. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video before even watching it, because it's going to be an interesting discussion. Also, let's get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of this month. Yeah, we're already almost there. See you in the next video.